New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Welcome to Ministers Talking a weekly program where Rev Brz and Rev Z and their guests chat about current affairs, world events, spiritual principles, and any old they want to talk about. Based on the New Thought philosophy and ancient wisdoms, Ministers Talking shares a visionary perspective of the evolving spiral called spiritual living. Join us each week as we explore the emerging paradigm of life on planet Earth and beyond.
And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you over here.
And Reverend Michael over here.
And it is Friday morning, 7 a.m. That means it's time for Ministers Talking Shit. And I'm coming to you.
Early.
I am coming to you from a secret concrete bunker hidden somewhere in Ohio.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You think you are.
The call is coming from inside the house, Michael.
You think? Yeah, sure, right. No. This is too early in the morning. Is that the reason why you get me up at this ungodly hour? Where is I'm going to call HR when I'm done here at the New Thought Media Network and saying, you know what, this is just too.
You know, folks, we're going to have a great show here today. Rev Z is traveling, so he's unable to be with us. But I was trying to find myself a good guest to bring on today. Somebody that would be, respectful and wants to lecture me on early in the morning. Dude, I'm 2 hours behind you. You had 2 hours on me.
Yeah,
lecture me on too early in the morning. See how
Reverend Dr. Robert, how are you this fine day as we start Ministers Talking Shit? As we talk shit with each other. Go ahead.
I was good until you started attacking me.
Oh, please.
Good morning, Linda. Good to have you.
Hey, Linda. How are
Thanks
you?
For being here. It's the 28th, folks. It's the end of February. And I have no clue what to make of the world outside of my own house. I have no idea what to make in the world of politics. I have no idea what to make in the world. Other than I will say this, I do like the growing trend of people raising good trouble at self-proclaimed Republican town halls.
Oh, that yes. Well, no, I think it's a sign of that the wheels are coming off the bus.
Yeah, and
that understand, like I think it was last week, where it was in Deep Red, Georgia, that whoever the representative was, I mean, he was surprised, but also that he was lecturing his constituents who were there, saying, how dare you, I thought we were going to have a discussion about, the real issues. Well, no, the real issues are that you are 20 miles from the CDC, which laid off 1,300 people, and also that you're, and you mean you're not going to go ahead and to listen to complaints about that? Oh, no, what he said was, he says, well, I'm a doctor and those jobs are going to be taken over by AI. And because I'm a doctor, I know better. It's like, That was one town hall, and again, that
You're a
there
doctor,
has
but you
been
didn't
several.
know you're a doctor, but you didn't know enough to get into AI. You didn't know enough to get into AI early. That kind of
Yeah.
pompous bullshit is, I think, part of what's pissing people off. Is we elected a king, and
Right,
everybody underneath the king now wants to be the king,
right.
and um, and I've noticed it pretty much everywhere. There is like this total talking down to that it's okay to call people names. It's okay to talk down at people now. It's okay. Like before the election, I heard a lot of we should all be friends. And now I hear a lot of FUs.
Well, that's because they're in power.
They're in power. The
They're in
winners,
power.
the winners,
So
the king and his jesters are in office. And the people are going to have to push back. We can't remain silent in these days.
right, and especially ministers. This
Yeah.
is not the day. You are complicit in this if you stay silent. And
Yes.
that, yes, I understand that you have a board, and I understand that certain people sign off on your paycheck. I get that. But how can you stay silent when that you have people whose lives are being ruined by this billionaire and his cronies going into government databases, and God knows what they're doing there. Again, that's hopefully in, by the next, by 2026 is that we'll have a Democratic majority in the House and hopefully in the Senate too, that we can start going in there doing some forensic programmers to go in there and to see the damage that has been done. And that the other portion of the pushback that I see, Robert, is that you are having people who did vote for Donald Trump. Unfortunately, these people are now losing their jobs because of Doge and individuals getting emails saying you're being cut because of poor performance. And these people have had stellar performance reviews year after year. The one thing that I think that really just bothers me about this whole thing is the perception from Marjorie Taylor Greene and others is that government workers don't do a damn thing.
She should know she is one. I'm sorry, I don't think she's wrong in that. Well, but I hear what you're saying, right? And yes, and we're getting very, very close to, I think, the point where everybody is going to know somebody that has been adversely impacted by what's going on. And I'm personally tired of this argument that we're saving money, that we're uprooting. I'm all for getting rid of the corruption. I'm all for getting rid of wasteful spending. I'm all for getting rid of all the other the crap. But you cannot just burn down the entire plantation and still expect to harvest bananas at the end of the year. You cannot go in and clear cut the forest and expect to have lumber to build houses next winter. And we've got to somebody got to get a lasso and a rope and hog tie that boy and stop him and slow this train down a bit.
I have a unique perspective in that before I did the crazy thing of getting into ministry, I worked for the government for 32 years, the county government here, and I collected taxes and not going out knocking on doors, but I worked in the actual office. Our actual office, we were the major depository of all the county agencies. So we used to get what were called pay-ins from other agencies. When I left in 2016, it was estimated that through that little office, is that we collected well over $1 billion a year in taxes through the we were like the actual bank. So, and we were in like a cubicle no bigger than maybe like 3 or 4 offices put together. So I get where people say, well, government employees don't do anything. And I've seen that in my office. And, I was even accused of that too. But yeah. Well, sometimes you just need, your paper. You got to go get your paper, right? And gotta go get your coffee. I mean, come on. So you had a few of those. I get that. But the one thing was that there were the people that I worked with down at the county they were just very dedicated to their positions. And that's, my heart goes out to the individuals who are going not only online, but on media and saying, listen, go ahead.
In a country full of entrepreneurs, in a country full of people that predominantly, right, everybody that landed on Ellis Island, most of those folks were not, probably their highest and best vision was not to work in the garment district of New York City, right? Most people have, and our government, our country we built ourselves on that promise that there were going to be certain places where if you gave your life, your dedication, your commitment to the government, we'd take care of you. Because they're not glorious jobs, and they're not entrepreneurial jobs, and they're not self-fulfilling jobs. And they are the kind of jobs that can drive people crazy if we're not careful. And we didn't give people health, we didn't give people proper mental care. So to me, it's like this, it's as bad as the Trump coin crypto scam. The whole thing is like a 60-year rug pull. Oh, sell them on the idea of government service early, let them give their entire life to the government, and then, oh, by the way, screw it, we're just going to fire everybody anyway. And
so if you got, let's say that you got it, well, the one thing that I find extremely humorous in all of this is Elon trying to contact former air traffic controllers and retired, trying to get them back. And I'm going, would I work for Elon Musk? I don't think so.
And that is not the question people should be forced to ask. All right. We're done here. I got to go on. My blood pressure is going up. I want to go to clip of the week.
Oh, okay.
Because I want everybody else's blood pressure to go up too.
Okay, good.
Folks, this is the clip of the week. We see a lot of media throughout the week. It's in the name of the work we do. And this by far, I think, has to be the premier clip of the week. It's a minute long. Let's watch it. We'll come back and discuss a little bit.
It is time for us to say, Mr. President, guess what? Russia invaded Ukraine. Can we at least agree on that one? Facts matter. Yo, this is literally potentially putting us into an international crisis. We may be heading towards the next world war because we have a president that wants to pal around with Putin and wants to do everything to make him feel good, including lying about who invaded who. Mr. Chair, I got a minute left, but I really want to yield to any of my colleagues and ask them if they will say today very basically, that when it came down to the war in Ukraine, that it was not Ukraine that invaded Russia, it was the other way around. Is there anybody in here that has enough courage to say that Russia invaded Ukraine?
You can have my time.
And this is yet the problem.
This is yet the problem.
Mic drop.
Yes.
That was it. Oh, preach, sister. That was good. She made some other comments also that I saw in the news, but no, that was excellent.
Yeah,
that was excellent. And again, this whole idea of facts matter. Get your news from several sources. Stay away from places that have conspiracy theory stuff. Again, it's not just, yes, the news is biased. However, that if you go to several different sources, and especially if you go to some of the foreign sources, some of the articles that we use on the Friday evening fireside chat, 8 Eastern on your New Thought Media Network tonight.
I see what you did there.
Well, I snuck in a plug. Okay. Is that the reason I'm quoting articles from outside the country is because they have a different perspective.
Yeah.
So, and I think that having that different perspective, I think is important. But no, this is not the time to stay silent. This is the time to make some good trouble. As John Lewis said, we need to rise up. There's a group of ministers next week on Ash Wednesday in Washington, D.C., who are gathering with Bishop Barber, and they are walking to the Supreme Court next week. Several individuals that we know are going to be there, including David Alexander. So I think this is the time that everyone raise their voice. You are powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm looking right in the camera. Everyone is powerful here. Claim your power, raise your voice, do what you can, which is, again, you're making a difference. You have the attention now of these, especially the GOP congressional members whose their phones are ringing off the hook about this stuff. And that's good.
And that's right. And that's part of it, folks. We all are going to have to do whatever is ours to do in all this. Keep making phone calls. Show up for rallies when you can. Go attend. We're going to have to go out of our way to attend things like town council meetings and city council meetings. And if they don't let you in the door, stand outside and let them hear you inside. And it's time to make a holy ruckus, because the truth of the matter is democracy is in the balance.
Right.
America's experience of democracy hangs in the balance here.
Yeah.
Let's remember today is Economic Blackout Day. Do your best to don't spend any money today. And
okay.
Do your best to stay off of Facebook. I just made an oopsie and went and posted that Russia invaded Ukraine on Facebook just to see if it we'll see if it lasts, but that's gonna be my only post of the day other than the automated stuff from the network. But Maria is with us. It's time to make a holy ruckus.
Amen, sister.
And,
amen. I agree.
Do your best
not to raise some holy hell. That's right.
I'm I'm a minister, so I don't have an awful lot of extra money to go spend anyway. So taking a day off of spending money isn't hard for me. That's the easy one.
Well, I work for New Thought Media Network, so.
Hey, so you might qualify for the take a year off of spending program. And I gotta say, I saw that this morning, right? And I'm like, what kind of new age bullshit is this? Like, we're going to recommend people take a whole year off of an economic blackout for a whole year.
Well, no.
sorry, we don't have the intentional community in the mountains with the farm and the cattle just yet. Right? We can't ask people to do things that are going to cause more pain and more suffering. To ask a government employee that's been laid off to sacrifice even to make a donation right now is like, that's the piece that I think has to and can come from New Thought and can come from other ministers of other traditions, is that ability to say, hey, how are we going to support and take care of our people?
Absolutely. And that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking about, not for this year, but again, see, I think that we're going to go gradually. This is, unless something is done, we're going to go gradually into a recession and maybe a deep depression, maybe. And so what I'm encouraging, and I will talk to my local community here about, is maybe that next year is that we have individuals that have land, that we go and plant an intentional garden next year to feed our people, the people in our group. Yeah. So that may be the way that we're going to have to go here. But what I'm recommending to everyone is find a tribe, a community that supports you and you can support it. Support us here at New Thought Media Network. We're your tribe.
Okay. Now hold on. Back up.
Okay.
Because we got to make sure we're really, really clear on all of this. Many people, I got to get a link. Give me a second. I'm working on getting the link. Because I got a personal beef with the term tribe.
Okay.
And far too many people look at that from a spiral dynamics perspective of that's purple. We cannot go back and try to create tribe the way it used to be. And I just wrote about this on my Substack.
Okay.
And I just put the link, I'm putting the link in the chat box for you folks. Because we have to go, if we're going to embrace intentional living, truly, we have to go beyond the old ideas of tribe and what that meant and move into a more second tier version and a more yellow version of what it means to be tribe.
Okay.
It's a subtle nuance, but I think it needs to be right. The early tribes were about safety in numbers.
Yes.
And rallying around a single leader. Now this needs to be more fluid, dynamic. It needs to be a co-creative connection. It needs to be a tribe needs to be allow for deep relational connection without requiring sameness. And too many people are using that term tribe as sales tactics. It pisses me off when I see it.
Okay.
I don't want to go back to slinging rocks and arrows.
Okay.
Right. I want to help. I want all of us to help people be liberated and independent. And if that means living in intentional community, we can do that. So,
well, and again, I think, Robert, that also that it does not mean that we all have to go get the 100 acres out in the woods and do that. I'm talking about.
No, let's do that.
I understand that. Finance department is working on that. So what I'm talking about is the communities that you frequent now. And what I was using as an example was of us in the Akron area, going out, and again, that we have, and we know individuals again who own lots, and for us to go and plant, I'm thinking of one individual right now, again, that they have a city lot that we can go with, that we can go plant a garden
Yes.
that will feed our people in our community. So
Yes.
that's what I'm saying, and also maybe other people too from that. So those are the kind of things, again, getting, and I would say also in the communities is getting emotional support. Again, my friends who are therapists, their phones are ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
And so there's other places besides going to your therapist, going to individuals in your spiritual community, practitioners, ministers. If you don't like one, find another. That's what I say,
If you
go
don't
find
like
somebody
me.
else. Yeah. But I just want to say, first of all, yes, it seems really dark, but we will, not only will we get through this, but I really believe that we are on the cusp of something wonderful here. And so for us to keep the pressure up, for us to take our power back and know that they are not the power, that we are the power, I think is going to make a big difference in really not only turning this country around, but also turning the whole world around. So, yeah.
It's I keep saying it, it's a brave new time. And we cannot continue with the tactics that have gotten us to where we are. They're just I think it's somewhat outdated to simply work in the world of denials. And I mean, I love the work of denials, and I love the work of our affirmation, and I love the work that we do in consciousness, because that is so very important. And those of us that understand this work in consciousness, absolutely, I believe, are being called and required to get out in the world and support others in exploring and shifting their consciousness. Not telling people what to believe. Telling people they're wrong and what to believe on Facebook has changed zero minds in the last 25 years. And the truth of it is, Zuckerberg, I think Trump's got dirty pictures on Zuckerberg or something.
Think?
Well, you think he they have one, Zuckerberg's all against Trump until they have one meeting, then suddenly he ponies up $1 million and he's at the inauguration, and right, somebody's got something on somebody.
Well, now hold it. If you have a rich friend over in another country, I mean, he's selling. Trump is selling, gold tickets to our country for $5 million.
That's nothing. That's nothing new, dude. If you want to emigrate to any country, you can pretty much buy your way in. You can prove that you have a substantial financial stake in the country. You can get a citizenship in Costa Rica tomorrow for like $150,000. So yeah, we're a little pricey, but like there's certain things that it's not that I like what he's doing, but you can't argue against that move. It's antithetical to what America has always stood for, but it's not illegal, and it's a practice it's something that's practiced globally. Now, I'd like to see us get rid of borders. I'd like to see us live in a world where borders are irrelevant. And until that time, we're going to have to back and forth with what is real, what is out there. And in America, right now, we are living under an authoritarian regime.
And also the hatred of brothers and sisters, especially of color, especially with this immigration policies of people who have the skin color of brown, being labeled again with these. You have ICE agents that have quotas now. And Trump is upset that they're not meeting these quotas. Well,
they're going to start.
You know what? He was
they're going to start
told.
picking up themselves.
He was told again by experts that his plan, again, this is all playing to his base.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm not going to change the minds of the individuals on Facebook. I know that. However, that, like Raymond said a couple of weeks ago, Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, we had a show on called Is New Thought in Hospice. He says that, and I agree with him, we need to have communication with these individuals, if not to change their mind, at least to find out what the hell they're thinking that would have them come to the conclusions. So I think Facebook is probably the safest way that I do that. And that, again, and if that's too much for individuals, then unfriend them, get off Facebook. I had a friend of mine go ahead and just write me this very nice note. She said, hi, Martha. I think she's off Facebook now. But Martha said that, she says, well, I really appreciate your stands on Facebook, and I'll see you after Lent. You know, Ash Wednesday's coming up, so she's taking 40 days off from social media.
There you go.
So
there you go. Linda's asking a great question. Are we being light bearers, or are we cowering in fear? Exactly. And I will say I'm not seeing enough people from my perspective. I'm not seeing some of the people I would have expected to see standing up and being visible and being vocal. I would like to see more. I would like to see more of our colleagues. I would like to see more people across more faith traditions. I would like to see a greater demonstration of oneness. I don't like that it's taking these types of events, this type of oppressive regime to bring us to that. But I do want to see a greater experience of our oneness, a greater expression of that. And right now it appears to be that it's going to be in the streets. There is the Ash Wednesday march that's happening. We know Bishop Barber called for that, and a number of ministers across a number of traditions are going to be involved in that. And Linda was sharing earlier, I haven't found a reference to it yet, but my understanding is there is a movement for more mass protests coming on the 5th, which would be Wednesday. So look for your local local organizers on all that kind of stuff. And if it's yours to get out and let your voice be heard in that way, do it. Do it without fear. Do it without concern for reprisal. Do it because it's the right thing to do. And stay nonviolent.
Absolutely.
Stay peaceful. We are deep in the season of nonviolence. And I'm going to take our conversation here in a slightly different tact for just a moment before we leave, because we are deep in the season for nonviolence. Today is day 30 of 64 in the season for nonviolence, and one of the pillars of the season, one of the pillars of the work that is the associated or affiliated Global New Thought. What?
Yes.
The Association for Global New Thought. Sorry.
Yes.
Reverend Dr. Barbara Fields made her physical transition last week.
Yes.
And the New Thought movement has been in mourning throughout the week for the work that Barbara did, for the amazing work she did to bring together various organizations 2 years ago at the Parliament of World Religions. While she was not able to be with us in form at that, she was instrumental in making sure that all of those groups came together. And in the midst of the season, for her to go, it makes this year's Season for Nonviolence a little more meaningful for, I think, a lot of people. The New Thought Media Network, we've been sharing a daily meditation series. It's available on our YouTube channel. There's a playlist. You can check it out. You can get on an email list and have it delivered directly to your inbox every morning. And those have been some great meditations with a whole cast of people. Reverend Michael's been on there. I've done a couple, and a whole host of others that are on that playlist now. So we encourage you, if getting out in the street is what it's going to take, do that. But do a nonviolent meditation first, or maybe take them with you on the phone. Do the working consciousness so that you're not triggered while you're out there. Do the working consciousness so that we're not aggressive and attacking and fall into violent rhetoric with people. Do this, do the work so that you can go out and do in the world and be the work that we are doing.
Yes.
So very important. There we go. Leave them speechless.
That's right. Leave me speechless. No, I'm thinking about all this. I told Reverend Robert that I actually have 2.5 to 3 hours of show prep to do for the Friday evening fireside chat, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain tonight here on your New Thought Media Network. And we're having on, I'm bringing in the heavy hitter tonight.
Oh,
I am bringing in Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson.
okay. That's a heavy hitter.
And so we are going to hit it out of the ballpark tonight. So, but again,
I'm pretty sure that Raymond's all about tearing down the back wall of the ballpark. So
what I'm saying is it's going to be a good show tonight. Again, we do it live. So again, that we have, love the active chat that we've had today. And that's what's nice about doing the program live here. So
yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Oh, I'm looking forward to Raymond on. I didn't know Raymond was going to be on with you tonight. So that should be fun. And folks, it's a Friday. We've got our normal full day of programming, including our premiere programming throughout the day. Rev Skip is back, if you haven't heard, with the High Vibe Hour, and now with a new co-host, Cynthia Brz, out of CSL Las Vegas. That's the High Vibe Hour. That happens at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. 1 o'clock is Rev Brz with the Joy Show, Just One You, and I'll be here at 5 o'clock with the good news before Reverend Michael with the fireside chat at 6. So please do plan to join us throughout the day and be a part of what's happening here at New Thought Media Network.
Aren't you doing the show tonight? Ask Reverend Dr. Robert anything?
Well, yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Raymond and we're trying to come up with a really good question for you.
This is part of my work supporting the Center for Spiritual Living Boulder Valley, folks. They convinced me to do a once a month Ask Me Anything. It happens on the last Friday, 7:30 to 9 o'clock Mountain Time tonight. You can watch live on the CSL Boulder Valley YouTube channel. We will not be on Facebook. You can watch us over on the Boulder Valley YouTube channel, and then anytime on the replay. We did this once last month, and I'll tell you, I had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. So I will answer any question you put before me, but I will not guarantee you like the answer that you receive.
Hold it. I thought there was a guaranteed 100% that, satisfaction guarantee on these things.
No. No money back.
We're coming up with the Raymond and I are coming up with the ultimate Batman question. So we're working on that today. And our staff.
See, but
our staff here.
You gotta remember, dude. Okay, come on. Your staff is Chat GPT. Don't try to kid me. But you can give me a Batman question.
Right.
but you're probably not going to like or agree the answer that you receive from me.
Well, you know what you could do is you could have your computer nearby, and you could go ahead and you could type it in Chat GPT and find out.
Ooh, or you know what? I could have a whole nother computer sit right here on my desk, and I could use it from the same keyboard. I could be asking it questions while we're talking.
Let's let everyone understand. Robert and I spend too much time indoors during the week. So, yes.
I think we spend too much time. I know. For me, I'll speak for myself. I spend way too much time on computers. So, with that, before our next experience of the day, we're going to get out of here for now, folks. Thank you very much for being with us. Please, I don't know if I came up with it, where it came up with, but our dear friend Maria echoed it when I said it. Where it is, there it is. It's time to make a holy ruckus. Not time to hurt anybody, not time to oppress anybody, not time to other anyone, but it is time to make a holy ruckus. And that holy ruckus is for what we desire. Yes. Now is the time more than ever to prove the principles of new thought and the science of mind work by creating and by controlling the conditions of our day, of our lives.
Yes.
And if there's something that's not working for you, get to work in consciousness, and then get to work it with your hands and your heart, and get some other people involved too, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. All right. We're going to try and get out of here again, but you never know. I might go off on another tangent before I find the answer.
I don't know about you. Again, I have to, I have show prep to do, which is probably go take another nap.
That's what he called. All right. We're out of here, folks. Till next time, we wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.
And thanks for listening to this week's episode of Ministers Talking. We'll be back again next week with more commentary on current affairs, world events, and any other our ministers want to talk about. And if you found value here, please share our with your friends. Until next time, peace and blessings.